Before we get started here, I just wanted to let the YouTube algorithm know that I am a fully licensed medical grower in Canada, where it is fully legal. I have paperwork to back it up. Everything I do is 100% within the law of my country. And this is for documentation and entertainment purposes only.
Hi everybody, CANNABEARD Grows here. How the heck are you doing? I hope you're well. Today we're gonna finish off the watering system, the BLUMAT watering system. I ordered some new parts. They're here, as well as I got a Petra Tools sprayer, a replacement for my old one because I fucked it up. I left some stuff in it over winter and it gummed up the system and I couldn't turn it on anymore. And 100% my bad, but the company sent me a new one. So thank you so much to Petra Tools. I'll leave some links below, as well as you can use this code right here on screen to save yourself a couple of bucks off of any of their Petra Tools line of equipment. I absolutely love the things I've used from them. So I was very sad when I broke it, and now I'm very happy because I got a brand new one. Thank you once again. Also, I've got a big order. I ordered some stuff from Black Swallow Soils. It's the Canadian distributor for grassroots fabric pots, which is what my giant beds are. I love this brand quite a bit. And I ordered more BLUMAT watering parts. They're also the Canadian distributor for those. So they happen to have two of the things I wanted at their store. So we ordered a big box of that stuff. So let's just open some boxes and see what we got here today. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start off with this bad boy right here. This is the HD 2000 backpack sprayer. I really love this unit. Heck yeah. There's the wand. Here's the hose. There's the actual unit itself right here, and that's, I'm like, where's all the parts? The parts are all missing and they're all inside. That's a really good idea, actually, but there we go. Holy crap, that was wedged in there good. And there's the actual sprayer handle, and I think this is the charger. Yep, charger. And so this has a whole bunch of different attachments for different types of sprayers and stuff. I fell in love with this big flower one. This one here has been my favorite. It's just probably the best amount of spray coverage. But they got some really interesting ones for some fine misters right here. And there's a bunch of, there's like a little sprayer nozzle. There's a wide stream jet stream. There's a couple of different nozzles, as you say, but this one's been my sort of multi-purpose favorite. So let's get this, the rest of this all set up here, and I'll show you how it works. Wow, hopefully it's got a charge. I didn't even think about that, but my last one came with a bit of a charge, so this one probably should have a charge too. And then this guy here connects onto here. Oh, it doesn't turn as easy as I thought it did, that's why. So let's turn this thing around, that's fine. Oh, it does turn, it's just real stiff. There we go. And once again, there's a nice little O-ring on there, that's perfect. And I'm just going to put this little flower petal deal on here because, like I said, this is my favorite sprayer. To be honest, I haven't really tried all of the other ones, but I really liked how this one worked right away. Now this guy here, we have a little cap on this here. Let's take this off. I got old man arthritic hands, so I can't really grip things as good as I once could. And yeah, you just tighten that puppy on there like that. There we go. And now all I got to do is get some water in it, and I bet you it's good to go. Let's find out. Okay, let's pour some water in here. That. And if this thing's got batteries in it right now, we'll use it to spray, and if not, I will charge it up and spray it for you momentarily either way. Oh yeah. There we go. Oh yeah, instantly. Look at this thing. Okay, here we go. Watch the volume of water that comes out of this thing. It just hoses things down with a pretty fine mist. So if you were looking for something to just massive coverage stuff, look at that. Anyway, yep, it's got multiple nozzles. You see why I love this thing. Anyway, it pumps a lot of water really fast. I really enjoy this fogger as a sprayer for everything from watering to some foliar spraying, or if you're using like some sort of a defender, something to fight off and just spray your plants with, neem oil, etc, etc, etc. This thing's awesome. Once again, thank you to Petra Tools, and I will leave a discount code right here for you all to check out. So that's that. Awesome. I'm so glad to have one of these puppies back in business. Oh man, it's gonna make my spraying life so much easier. Okay, on to the second box. This box is from Black Swallow Soils, pardon me, Black Swallow Soils. This is going to be my irrigation parts from the BLUMAT and a few other things I ordered. These I'm very friggin' happy about. These are the Grassroots fabric pots. This is a 20 gallon. This is a monster. This one here, I got two of them. These are for my outdoor cannabis. I'm going to be growing my outdoor photo periods in these. In the past, I had grown them in 10 gallon outdoor fabric pots like this, and 10 gallons is frankly not enough for outdoor. So we're going to switch over to that. And we got a little piece of paper.
Paper! Oh, guys, have you ever seen paper? Look at it. Smell it.
And oh my goodness, this is where most of the money went, right here. This frigging thing, the reducer depression pressure reducer. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this is absolutely crazy. This thing was like 66 bucks and then some tax. I guess it wasn't 80 bucks, but and then all I got past that, this was like $160 this box, and I got that, those two fabric pots, and a couple of connectors. That was it. Holy crap. But I can set up all my BLUMAT stuff. I've got the rest of the parts from my last kit here. I've got a couple more carrots, and most importantly here, I've got a whole bunch more of that drip line stuff. So, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I had the drip tape already, but I needed some of the connectors from the drip tape to this 8mm line, and I needed some new tees for that 8mm line. So here was the old one, which claims the same information, but I just wasn't believing it. It just didn't seem right. It was blowing the pressure off of things. So now I have this one going into this one, and that has to work. That 100% has to work. And I'll tell you right now, this is after the fact. I've already tested one side of the bed that I've already done, and it does work. So thank goodness. I have to dial it all in, but the pressure seems perfectly stable now, which is exactly what I freaking needed. Unfortunately, it cost me this $60 piece, but whatever. Anyway, back to it. Okay, so it's a little bit complicated, but let's dig up a little bit of the existing system so I can show you where things exactly sit. So there is a rubber line here that is connected to one of these carrots. The basic premise of it is the water is running down on a single line that goes around the outside of the bed here like this. Hello, chickens. And it comes down here to the very end, and then there's this valve here that I can open up as a flush the system, and that's it. That's where the water comes into the bed. Now, the system, the watering system, only gets its water from these carrot taps. The carrots are tapped into the watering system, so the carrots regulate how much water flows into the system. And they have this little, well, here, I'll dig it up. there's a ceramic tip at the bottom. It's full of water, and if the bed is dry, it will drain water and drop the pin and allow the pressure to flow and the water to flow. And as the water gets saturated, the bottom of the thing starts to soak back up water, because terracotta does that, and it will push that pin back up into place and shut the water off again. It's an automatic watering system that only waters as needed, but it's touchy, as I've said. Anyway, today we are adding another line right down the dead center. I've got one running down the side here and one running down the side here. I'm actually going to have to dig them up a little bit and readjust them too, but probably just a little bit to the sides. And that's what all these little doodads and knickknacks are for. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is move where this carrot is tapped into the feed system. So the water will come this way into this and then disperse this way. However, we're going to unplug this bad boy and just wind it up over here for a second. And this is where these T's come in. So I'm going to need one of these new, it's the same size, so we'll be able to put one of these rubbers on this end here too. This is going to be the new center line, right? This is going to be for this guy right here. And we need one of these on the end of this still. We do want to cut a little bit of the plastic off right here, like that, and then push that plastic back in there so that there's a little bit of just area with only the drip tape, right? And that's how these things come into play. So now you have only paper snug up against that, and then we reverse this threading up like that, and then it's nice and tight on the paper, just like that. Done, done, done. Now I just need one of these little flexi tube chunks. Now I'm going to cut this one in half because I want to use this on both sides. That's what I've pre-measured to be about what I need. So now this connects to here, and this connects to here like this. And ta-da, there we go. Now I run this along the thing under here. We're going to bury it afterwards as well. But yeah, I'll probably put a new pin in somewhere to pin this at the back like that. And then we'll just run this straight down the center like that. So I'm going to go do the other side, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, now I've got the other end all set up the same here. And just because I need to move this out of the way here, let's just move this out of the way here for a minute. Get this carrot over here, put that pin over here. I'm actually going to uproot a little bit of this. Not uproot, but just sort of harvest a bit of it. Again, here, give it to the chickens. Here you go, ladies. Pick at that for a while, because I need to kind of get in here. I'm going to end up uprooting some of it for sure, but I need to get access to this hose, the existing hose on this side, because it's a little too deep and it's a little too far in this way. I want to bring it this way, honestly, only about an inch or so. But I want it to be even down the side of this, and it's just not. I know it's not, because I kind of remember how I buried it. And it's just a little too deep now, looking back at things. So let's pull that out. Here we go. And there we go, just like that. So now I'm going to put most of that back in, and we're just going to extend this over this way a little bit, like that. There we go. And that's sort of the line I kind of want it to sit on. But we got to kind of rebury it again. Just like that. And I'll have to do the same here for this middle one. So let's get this out of the way and start burying this middle one. So kind of just got to dig a trench with your hand here, I guess, and kind of just push the soil aside. Hello, ladies. You girls are making lots of noise in here today. You're having fun in the greenhouse. They've never really been hanging out in here with me, so not for more than a few minutes anyway. Okay, there we go. I got a nice channel dug the whole way through, so we can just kind of lightly bury it again here. But I'm going to want to test the whole system after I set it up before I bury it, so I can see it in action, kind of thing. So let me dial in a couple more things here, and we'll get into that. Slowly. Slowly. Okay. A little more, right there, right there. Whoa, whoa. Okay, so one of the things I need to do is open that up. Oops, and I gotta put that carrot in quick. There we go. I don't want that one to be out. Here, we'll water around it. There you go, you're good and wet. Anyway, we'll do that, make sure the thing's purged, shut it off, and it should start filling up water in these three here. We might have to wait a moment, but yeah. So we'll be back in a quick second. Okay, there we go. It is all set up. And it is flowing. They've been tested, everything is looking good, everything's dripping and oozing with water, which we're gonna bury just below the surface. And then I'm gonna line the whole thing with some cracked clean hay, or straw, pardon me, it's cracked straw. Clean, sterile, no seeds, none of that shit. It's what I use for bedding for my chickens too. It's their preferred bedding, so it's a double use purpose. Anyway, I'm gonna put these little flag markers like this so I know the exact lanes of the drip tape so I can see from above, and I'll be able to see from the pins on this side and the flags in the center exactly where they are, and I'll know where I can plant. So I'm going to be planting one sort of right here in between all this, and then we're going to be planting one right about here, and then another one right over here. And then I've got the deep carrot here, or I can move it over here, it doesn't matter, connected to that interjunction right here. And then I've got the short, shallow reading carrot connected to this one because it's got the shorter cable, so it doesn't have as much room to flow. This is just the sort of emergency valve. We can just tuck that back in there where it goes. But yeah, it is looking freaking good. And really all I got to do at this point is just kind of, we'll just bury it lightly like that. Doesn't need to be super deep, like I was saying. I'd kind of over buried it earlier. But you don't want it exposed like that. You can see a little bit of green right there. That's from having it exposed just a little bit like that to the light. It'll grow algae and stuff. So not only do you want to make sure that it's properly covered up, like even little tiny bits like that, you can see just the littlest bit there. You don't want that. So again, when I put on the hay sort of stuff, that'll help hide those last little bits, hopefully. And you can always top amend or bury it just a tad deeper if it keeps happening. But that's the premise, is you want to make sure that's well covered up like that. You don't want exposure. And there we go. We're dialed in. I'm going to continue getting my hands dirty and patch all that in, and I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, it's time for this cracked straw stuff here. Split straw, cured straw, whatever you want to call it. I've heard it referred to by many things, but as you can see, it's not your normal straw. It's been all split, cracked in half. Cracked straw, split straw, whatever. Anyway, find it at your local farm supply place. Anyway, this is going to take a minute, so let's just fast forward through all this. There we go. Bit of a weird fisheye. I just noticed the fisheye thing here on the camera. I think it's been doing that a little bit. I think I'm zoomed back out a little bit. At any rate, there we go. Both beds filled with cracked straw, and I dialed in these things here. I'll leave a link below to a good video about how to dial these things in. I'm not really here to explain that whole thing. I just wanted to show you my new setup. But I did dial them in with the drip hanging drip method thing, and I am only, after much consideration, I am only going to leave the 2 sensors in, one deep and one shallow, and in pretty good proximities. So if this one here is dry on the bottom, it should be going, and if this one's dry, it'll start going. So either one of them trips off. We don't need 3 trips for this bed. I think 2 is perfect. It'd be different if you were setting it up a little bit differently, but this is pretty good. I might adjust this over to this side due to the fact that I want to plant over here. We'll figure out how I'm going to wiggle this all around here. But I also put these posts in, these little bamboo posts in, so I can see that is the line right there of where the drip tape is, right? So I know that these lines right here are the drip tape lines. So as long as I plant within the middle of those things, I won't be planting on the drip tape or digging on them directly. And I did the same in both beds like that, as you can see. Anyway, we will be planting the seedlings in here in the next couple days. So yeah, I'll do that probably right here. Here we go. We got seeds germinating. Looking good. We got a bunch of tails. And so we're soaking some Rockwell blocks things. I found last time I used these, I really enjoyed the experience of starting autoflowers with these, or seeds in general, as you can just point the taproot down and plunk it in there, and it just sort of does its thing. And I had really good success with these things last time as a seed thing. I've only ever used them in the past for clones. I've never tried them for seeds before, but I kind of like plugs for seeds. I'm going to have to try some of the other plugs so it's not all Rockwell, but this is what I have on hand. Anyway, let's take a look at that done now. There we go. Blueberry, blackberry, Devil XL, Dresden Green Diamonds, and Peanut Butter Breath. I actually only germinated 2 seeds for some reason of the Devil XLs, even though I was planning on germinating 3 of each because I need 2 plants of each of these for the greenhouse. So I was germinating, 3 to ensure that I would have 2 good ones in theory, or at the very, very, very worst case scenario, I'd have an extra one of these or something. But yeah, that's why there's only 2 there. And the reason there's only 2 here is because I only had 2 seeds left. Anyway, into the tent they go. There we go. Got it in my little tiny AC Infinity propagation tent using one of my old little MARSHYDRO lights on the lowest setting. I think that's going to do well. I got a little bit of extra water in here. I'll make sure that there's always some water in the bottom of the tray like that. There we go. That's what we got growing on. And last but definitely not least, we've got some motherfucking tea going on. As you can see, I got a big tea bag here full of worm castings, a bit of rabbit poop, some humic acids powder, a little bit of that yucca powder to help froth up the water a little bit and break down the water barrier dilly. And then there's some blackstrap unsulfured molasses in here, as well as a little dash of fish shit, the brand stuff. I don't have a picture right here. I'll just post a little icon of what it looks like right here. Yeah, so this tea is just a brewing away. I do have the absolute monster, pulled the cord off of it, this thing right here. This beast aerates and churns the water like nothing else, and I just pulled the aerator off of it. My bad. So yeah, I'll hook that back up. But if you want to know more about my teas and how I make my teas, I just started this, so it has no froth. It's been going for like 3 minutes. But it'll have froth in a minute. I'll show you some before the end of the video. Like, it'll be tomorrow, but for you, it'll be in seconds. Anyway, if you want to see more about my tea, I will post a video right here, what it looks like, and I'll put the links in the description below there for you so that you can check out what I do for tea. Other than that, when this is done, we're gonna seed these beds with a bit of this tea and get the organics going and happy and thriving, and then we'll be planting these plants here very, very soon. All right, it's tea time. There we go. And I'm just gonna seed these 2 beds here with this wonderful, wonderful tea. And I'll put the rest of it, the excess, in the rest of my gardens as well. But I'm gonna do this here and get these things seeded with as much of these microbes and enzymes and goodies and doodads and whatnots as possible. There we go. Well, folks, that's about it for today. We are set up here behind me. I just got to wait for those little seedlings to grow in about an inch or something like that, and then I'll transplant them all into here. I know you shouldn't really transplant autoflowers, but if you do it really gently and you're not taking it out of the old thing, if you're just sort of placing it into a new spot, it tends to work just fine. I've never had a problem with it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you do. Stay tuned for more action. I'll have an update in the next couple of weeks on this for you. There'll be something growing on behind me next time you see me. In here anyway. Cheers.